That line still echoes in my mind sometimes, especially when I'm washing dishes late at night and the house feels too still. Because silence, it can hide a lot of truth. And back then, I had learned to live inside silence, to breathe in it, to survive under it. But on that night, when he walked into our bedroom with his head down and his hands shaking, silence became something else. It became a weapon. And I held it gently, like a woman holding her last piece of dignity. He stood by the edge of the bed, eyes red, voice trembling. He kept saying the same sentence over and over.
I'm sorry.
Please, please don't leave. I remember staring at the folded laundry in my lap, towels that still smelled like lavender softener, and thinking how strange it was that a marriage can fall apart while your hands are still busy doing the small, ordinary things. He cried. I didn't. Not because I was strong, but because my tears had run out a long time ago, back when I first suspected something was wrong. So when he begged, when he promised change, honesty, loyalty, words he had already broken, I stayed quiet. And when I finally lifted my head and looked at him, I said the line that started everything. Okay, I forgive you. But forgiveness, real forgiveness, wasn't what I had in mind. People think betrayal begins with big signs, lipstick on collars, strange perfume, missing nights. But in my life, it began quietly. Before all this, my days were simple. Morning coffee at the kitchen island while the sun crawled across the tiles. My son, Amir, rushing through breakfast because he always woke up 10 minutes too late for school. My husband, Denial, reading the news on his phone, pretending he wasn't already drowning in work emails. We had a routine, a fragile but comforting rhythm. Every morning I packed lunches, ironed uniforms, and folded the laundry before 11 a.m. The radio would be playing old songs from my childhood, and I used to hum along without thinking. Life wasn't luxurious, but it was stable, a kind of quiet stability that makes you believe everything is okay. In the evenings, we all had dinner together. I cooked, they ate. Sometimes I'd complain that Denial never helped, and he'd laugh, promise he'd do better, then go right back to not helping. I used to think that was just marriage. Two people learning to tolerate each other's bad habits. Looking back now, I see the small cracks, the ones I ignored because it was easier. He had stopped saying thank you. He had stopped noticing when I changed my hair. He had stopped reaching for my hand on evening walks. We were still living together, but we weren't together. And women, especially women like me, we feel these things before we understand them. Still, I held on. For our son. For the life we built. Or maybe because I was afraid of admitting that something was shifting between us. Marriage has a way of making you blind to the things you don't want to see. The first real sign appeared on a Sunday afternoon. Amir had gone to a friend's house, and Denial said he needed to run to the office for a quick check. He kissed my forehead before leaving, something he hadn't done in months, and that alone made me suspicious. He came back 2 hours later smelling like vanilla body mist. Now, I'm not the type of woman who jumps to conclusions. But I knew my husband's colognes, all 5 of them. I'd bought 3 myself. And none of them smelled like that. So I asked, gently, like I wasn't already hurting, did someone at your office hug you? He blinked.
Paused.
Then shook his head too quickly. No, maybe someone walked past me. A harmless answer. A harmless lie. But that scent, it clung to his shirt, sweet and sticky. The kind young women wear in cheap bottles with glitter labels. I didn't say anything else. I didn't accuse him. I didn't raise my voice. I just nodded slowly, letting him think I believed him. That night, while he slept beside me, I lay awake staring at the ceiling fan turning slow circles above us. Each turn felt like a question. Each creak felt like a truth trying to break through. Over the next few days, the clues grew. Late nights. Phone face down at all times. Quick, nervous smiles when I walked into the room. Once, he left his phone on the sofa while he went to the bathroom. I swear, I didn't plan to look. But the screen lit up with a name I didn't recognize. Maya Cherry Blossom. And under it, one message. I miss you already. I didn't open it. I didn't have to. Something inside me went quiet, painfully quiet. like a woman holding her breath at the edge of a cliff. I knew, but I didn't confront him. Not yet. Because sometimes you have to let the truth unravel at its own pace. So I waited, listened, observed. He started wearing cologne at night, to relax, he said. He showered twice a day. He dressed better for work. That's how slow betrayal feels, like a rope tightening so gently you don't notice you're suffocating until it's almost too late. One evening, as we sat at the dinner table, he looked at his phone and smiled. A soft, private smile he hadn't given me in years. I felt my heart twist, not in anger, but in grief. The grief of losing someone who is still sitting right in front of you. I didn't say anything. I just placed another spoonful of rice on his plate and whispered in my mind, "Whatever this is, I'm going to find the truth." And I did. But the truth didn't come to me gently. It came crashing in, loud, unforgiving, and impossible to ignore. And that was the night I pretended to forgive him, but began planning something else entirely.